So, this is getting a little easier, this Kindle stuff. I'm starting to get a little bit acclimated with it. This is book 3, A Love for the Moment. And, I hit this warnings. So this is book 3. It's a 5-book series. I don't know. I'm waiting till I finish book 5 to contact the author to see if there will be future volumes. I want to see how she leaves volume 5. She is active on Facebook. I've seen her. So we'll see what happens. But I want to get through book 5. And then I've got some other books I want to look into, other authors too, that I want to look into, but I want to get through these 5. And this is book 3. And you just have your core cast is Cassie, our constable from the future who goes back to 1800s. Luke, the Earl of Radcliffe, who she's in love with. James, his brother, who is gay. Garrick, his butler, manservant, friend, probably cousin, probably relation. And his Lady Radcliffe, Lucian and James's mom, and a few others. But that's your small core cast. Those people right there. And so we start off, and I'm missing a physical book. I'm better at sharing a physical book. It's easier to explore but I'm trying to get used to this stuff. But she starts off with she's having a long distance relationship. Yeah, it's a long distance over 200 years. So to say that I'm involved with Lucian Franklin, the 3rd Earl of Radcliffe, born 1779, is no more than the truth. How it works, I have no idea, but I found myself back in the year 1807 twice now. There's a miniature of Luke that I bought in an antique shop that triggers it. And the purchase of that, yes, I understand it's the whole plotline. Yes, I get it. But that overwhelming urge and desire and but I know it's the plot line. Yes, I get it. I understand that. And also, I know it's really, really petty and it's really, really stupid to complain about this stuff. But I want to, because there's something else that I have that has this issue too. And I spend time correcting it before I read it. And this book has it, and it's driving me crazy. It's just so minuscule, stupid thing to complain about. But she's spelling the words the way the French would spell them. At least I'm assuming that's the way. I don't know. But she's putting the U in honor. H instead of HONOR, it's HONOUR. And program has an extra M and E on it. And realize is not a Z, it's an S. And it's minuscule little things, but it's just driving me crazy. So, she's having this relationship with this guy. And, the connection is, there's a mirror in all mechs that helps. But now they've discovered, spoiler alert, there's also a mirror at his family's estate that also triggers it. So, she's been gone from him. She spent 2 weeks at her house. The book starts with her at a museum. She brought one of her day dresses, and the museum curator is astonished over the quality of the dress. It seems to the curator that it's brand new instead of over 200 years old. Well, that's because she was wearing it and it came back with her. And so she's trying to figure out how to clean it. It's really not qualifies for dry cleaning or anything. So the museum curator is like either air it out or with mothballs or something to have them soak up the odor of because when she was in 1807 she was cooking a fish dinner, so it smells like fish and she wants to get rid of the fish dinner. So we spend the first couple of chapters in the present, and she's gotten her box from the attorneys. Apparently, Luke hired these attorneys, and he gave them a sufficient amount of money. And he goes, I want you to hold these boxes until this date in 2023 and deliver this stuff. So they've had these boxes, and we're not told how many boxes there are. Cassie's hoping that there's more than 3. I'm thinking there's 4. Unless something happens in book 5. I don't know what's going to happen in book 5 yet. We have to wait until I finish reading it to see how the author ends it, and then we'll see what happens, how it goes. So she goes back in time, and Luke is upset, and that seems to be what triggers. Oh, it's on the computer. No, it is me. She goes back in time, and whenever she goes back in time, Luke is under distress. So she goes back in time this time. She's been away like 10, 15 days, not too long a period of time. And Garrett has left. He has packed a bag and left. No note, no nothing. And Lucian is upset. So they get James, his brother, and they question a few people. And the butler says, the other guy says he got a note and he left. So, and no one, he took the note with him. So it turns out that Garrick has an unusual past. His mother supposedly abandoned him as a young child, and his father didn't like him and gave him to a family to be raised. So he put him out for adoption. But it turns out that the father that put him out to adoption was not his biological father. And the wife had left, so and the non-biological father that was the father, we're just going to call him Brandon for now. And then we have the mother that left as an infant. So they go up and they talk to for the sake of the story, the adoptive family. They talk to the adoptive family. They talk about his different areas that he might have gone, any possible living anyone. So then they go up to Lucian's hometown, and on the way there, they discover, or actually, they get to the mother first. Then they go to this inn, and they discover that Garrett was staying at this inn, and they walk in on Garrett, and he's been closhed over the head, and Brandon, the supposed non-biological father, is deceased on the floor next to him. He's been murdered. So, of course, we got to nurse Garrett back to health first. And they're like, well, of course Garrett didn't. And they're like, no, he actually probably walked in on the killer and got caught because he walked on in the killing. So, he does all that. So we got to nurse Garrick back to health. So we nurse Garrick back to health. And he has a little bit of amnesia, and he slowly starts to remember what happened. He starts to remember the note that he got, and it was from Brandon. Brandon was attempting to blackmail him about his mother and his bio father, possibly. And it turns out that Brandon was severely in debt. He'd been gambling. There were some money lenders that were after him. But they decided that these money lenders would not be the type that would kill him, because if they kill him, they're not going to get the money. So, and he owes wages to his house staff. He has a house. They owe wages to the inn that he worked at, the inn that he owned. So they start investigating this stuff. Cassie comes clean with Lady Radcliffe. Lucian's mom explains the deal. I'm from the future, blah, blah, blah. She shows her the proof of her purse, the pound notes, her driver's license, her credit cards, all this stuff from the future. The mother believes her. And the mother says, hey, Luke, look. You can't go to the future because you're it. You're the family. You have to stay here and raise your boys. Then they have to grow up. They're your heir and your spare, and you have to be there for them. You must stay here and raise them. Luke's first wife is deceased. And Casey can't stay here. She belongs in the future. So they go through all this stuff, and they both understand that this is temporary, maybe? See, that's why book 5 is going to be important to figure out how the author solves this, or if she decides she's going to do more. But I'm not going to talk to her until, like I said, till I finish book 5 and see what book 5 says. So they start investigating the murder, and then they try and discover what happened to his biological mother. Did Brandon, the stepdad, kill the mother? Why did she marry Brandon? The bio father? It turns out later the bio father raped her. She was scared of the bio father, and that's why she left. Brandon did not kill her, but Brandon was at one point had a few dollars, but like he said, he got the gambling bug, and just tired of holding that. Oh, where's my little thing? I showed the tray in the other. You gotta. And I wanted to point out that if you're gonna use your Kindle, you need a doohickey like this. I don't know what it's called, but there you go. No hands, Ma. You can sit it down on your lap and it'll hold it, and you can read your book. Or you can set it on a table, you don't have to hold it. I just thought I'd show that. And yes, I'm still comparing this series I will compare this series to everyone, because so far this is still series 2 in my list. Outlander is 1. So we've got our little murder investigation ongoing. We're looking into Brandon and his debts and reasons why somebody would want to kill him. We've got to get through the inquest. Our doctor comes up, wants to bleed Garrick, and Casey's like, no. And she has made it clear to a couple of people, including Lady Radcliffe, the Dowager. If anybody's going to treat you for anything, make sure they boil the instruments first. Do not let them touch you with stuff that's been contaminated that can give you infections and kill you. That's the one thing she's been certain over. So they do the investigations. And they look in to see who killed Brandon. They also find evidence of his biological mother. And they end up, the ending has a couple little twisty turns in it. That it finally hits Cassie. The evidence has been in front of her face the whole book, and she's like, oh good God, that's it. And she has this light bulb moment. She's like, how did I not see it sooner? And she has this light bulb moment at the end, and she figures out a whole bunch of stuff. And she ends up going back in time again. But this time, Luke goes with her. But she tells him to concentrate and go, doesn't even let him spend any amount of time in the future at all. She sends him back instantly, immediately. Tells him to take the miniature and concentrate on it and go back. And she gets her box the next day or so from the attorneys. They have all these boxes, and Luke's note in it is that he arrived back at home in his mother's room, and no time had passed. And he tells her about the inquest and all this other, and some more stuff from the story to clean it up. So this is book 3. We'll see how book 4 goes, book 5, and then after 5, we'll make the decision of whether or not we contact Miss Allen on Facebook and go, will there be more? She's got a whole bunch of different series going, but they all look to be relatively small. So I don't know if she'll be continuing this one or not. It depends. I have to read book 5 yet. So we're on to book 4, and we'll see what happens. I hope you have a good day. Have a good one.